else am I looking forward to seeing? Man, maybe that's it right now. No, I don't know who's getting me too excited to kind of get in there and see anybody else fight. But yeah, but those couple of guys, yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing their fights. Um, and then of course, my man Mikey Garcia. I mean, I'm willing to watch him fight. I don't care who he's supposed to lose. That's my guy. So,
Okay.
that's what it doing for me.
So
As far as the powerful confidence, man, I haven't made any real changes to it. I mean, you tell me. I think it's the same since last month. At number 10, I still got Billy Joe Sanders. At number 9, Gilberto Ramirez. Number 8, Danny Jacobs. 7, Gennady Golovkin. 6, Deontay Wilder. 5, Jamal Charlo. Number 4, Basees Chico. Number 3, Alvarez. Number 2, Mikey Garcia. And number 1, Terrence Crawford. Now, I know I want to drop criticism for Alvarez being as far down as he is, but, with the fight that he's got coming up in December, how do I possibly bump up Mikey Garcia? Level of competition matters.
okay.
So that's how I defend where I got Alvarez right now.
All right. And did you do your on the way up list? Fighters on the come up?
No, because, when I'm looking at basically, contenders and basically ex-champions, and I mean, a lot of guys on the come up always feel good, so that's why it's such a difficult, list to make, because, you're a club fighter or you're fighting locally, man, yeah, you look great against local talent, but then when you get out to the national stage, how do you really look? So, that up-and-coming list, that's really something that I just really, really, really got to sit down and drill down on. But remember, the guy that used to be on that was Demetrius Andre.
Okay.
So we want to talk about a guy, and he does have a fight coming up. So I guess Billy Joe Sanders on the 20th. So if you really want to see a guy who I thought was a really solid up-and-comer, then you can take a look against, you can see what he does against, his best competition, which is going to be Billy Joe Sanders.
Okay.
So that's about one guy I'm willing to endorse as an up-and-comer. Now, yes, there are other guys out there that people know about that's, that just been on show boxing, and all that stuff that they like, but you really got to kind of wait and see if that guy is special as he starts to get into better competition. And Demetrius right now is at that stage where he's in better competition.
Okay, cool. All right, man. As usual, you killed the game. For everybody who didn't truly follow what we were saying, if you're just trying to catch up on boxing or be educated about boxing, you can always look at Stacy's top 15 boxers on the endofthebench.com and the up and coming fights that he anticipates being fights worth watching. You'll get that later today. You'll get the list hasn't changed. It's still the same 15. They're still the same. As he went down, and what I'll do, I'll pull that up right now. Give me a second, and you'll be able to go to the endofthebench.com. Again, that's www.thaendofdabench.com, and go to the tab that's the boxing, and it is, you'll see Stacy's list. It is entitled, the tab is entitled The End of the Bench Boxing by Stacy B. You see the October's Kings of the Rings, Terrence Crawford, Mikey Garcia, Lomachenko, I don't want to mess up his first name, Jamel Charlo, Sal Alvarez, a.k.a. Canelo Alvarez. Canelo is just the color, people. Deontay Wilder, Golovkin, Danny Jacobs, Gilberto Ramirez, and Billy Joe Sanders in his top 10. Anthony Joshua, Sean Porter, Jared Hurd, Errol Spence, and Alvarez close out the top 15. We're not going to do, he's just going to leave his on the way up as Terrence Crawford fights, and he's mistaken that as fights that are on the horizon. And I'll update the fights, the must-see fights, the top 5 must-see fights over the next few months. And If you guys don't have any additional questions for Big Stace, he's going to check out right here, unless you want to talk about anything that's on your mind in regards to sports, Stace.
We covered it all.
All right, bro. All right, man. Talk to you in about 30 days unless something big happens. 2 fingers, 1 word. I'll be back in 30 seconds to continue the show. We're going to continue to, we already did the NBA section, and they can answer the question that I asked for this section, and we're going to do our NFL report cards in 30 seconds. Holla at your boy, 2 fingers, 1 word. Thanks, Stacy. Hey, send me that list of the fights that we need to watch so I can update your website.
Calm down, listen to a brother who knows. Calm down, listen to a brother who knows. Calm down, listen to a brother who knows. Because it doesn't make sense for you to compete against. Calm down, listen to.
America's Best Podcast is back in effect. The End of the Bench Podcast. As usual, Stacy bought the pain. And I made a statement. Before I go to the NFL, I made a statement. I think it's more... Oops. Oh, the End of the Bench Podcast is back in full effect. I made a statement that before Stacy came on, I think that if you are a traditional fan or whatever, you know, a traditional basketball player, a community playing at a rec center or playing in high school or college, you actually have more pressure on you than a professional boxer, because you don't have to deal with the public at large when you're a professional. When you are a student athlete or a community athlete, you have to see people at the grocery store and things of that nature. What do you think about that? If you want to chime in on that, or even if you want to call the show, 773-797-2409, 773-797-2409 is the End of the Bench Podcast. I'm going to put that in the chat room just in case I said that too fast. What the hell? Okay. Like as I stated, we're gonna do the NFL report card, and we're gonna get everything cracking. This pretty much a quarter season report card. It's been 4 games. The world champion after 4 games, so to speak. It's your boy B, knocking them down as I always do on the End of the Bench Podcast. I'm having a little fun here, man. These are the teams. First and foremost, I'm gonna go with, even though it's only week 4, it's 2 conferences, I'm gonna go with the teams that I see who are the most impressive so far. Well balanced. I'm not going with this passing league. Y'all know I ain't doing that passing league stuff. I don't agree with that. But the teams that I'm looking at, these are the teams that I think are the top 8. And I know we usually do 9, but we're going to do... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. We ain't even going to do the 9. You stop Chuck at 8. And the number 8 team in the NFL today is the Cincinnati Bengals. The reason I'm saying the Cincinnati Bengals are healthy at this point. Andy Dalton is looking like a serviceable quarterback in the mold of a Brad Johnson, in the mold of a Trent Dilfer. Just don't make a mistake, and this defense is going to carry us. Joe Mixon should be healthy this week, and as long as they continue to have a balanced attack, I think the Cincinnati Bengals will continue to shock people. I don't think this is a flash in the pan, and a lot of people... This goes to show, even though Anthony Aquarius is one of the long-time bench warmers, he's not too enamored with my man Marvin Lewis, head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. This goes to show that when you are a head coach, your job is not only to control what's going on, it's also to let people know, hey, put people in the positions to excel. Marvin Lewis continues to get us quality assistant coach after quality assistant coach. You look around the league, you got a few of his people in prominent positions. Just to name it, the first dude on the name, of course, he's not doing that well, but let's not forget, this is the dude who entered a project, they were hitting the reset button and starting over almost like a franchise, expansion franchise. It's Cleveland Brown. Hugh Jackson has been doing a solid job at the worst. Like I said, he went on 16 last year, but he was in all 16 though. He was in about 12 of those 16 games. That says a lot when you hit the reset button. And then you got Zimmerman up in Minnesota. He's respected league wide. So that's why I picked the Cincinnati Bengals and Marvin Lewis. The next team is the Baltimore Ravens. You have to big up the Baltimore Ravens. Jim Harbaugh, nobody was expecting anything. They was calling his quarterback Joe Flacco by suspected white supremacist Skip Bayless. And he's tabbed him Joe Flacco. He is inconsistent, but he like Eli. When you put him in a jam, he always seems to rise to the top. Cream rise to the top. So I'm gonna go with Jim Harbaugh and Baltimore Ravens. The Kansas City Chiefs. I know a lot of y'all going, hey man, KC, they killing. How you got them that low? KC don't play a lick of damn defense. They got one of the best young budding stars in Patrick Mahomes, even though he got the funniest voice in the history of sports. Him and Calais Campbell. That should be a poll. I should do that one week on Twitter. Who has the funniest voice, Patrick Mahomes or Calais Campbell? Calais Campbell sounds like a monster in a kid's cartoon. Listen to him. So if you ever get a chance, listen to the man Calais Campbell's voice. Big old dude with a funny like a voice like this. It's hilarious, man. Check it out. Then I'm gonna go. The next team I'm gonna go to is the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, this list has nothing to do with record. I'm talking about putting up consistent performance week after week. Didn't nobody think Cam was gonna take to this North Turner offense. Nor did you guys, nor did people believe that Cam North could adapt to Cam's skill set. They are actually working pretty well. You got the homie McCaffrey. He doing his thing. Cam lost his best go-to guy and my man G. Reg Olsen, and the train hasn't stopped. Keep an eye on the Carolina Panthers. I like what's going on in Carolina, and it's only going to get better if you ask me. Then you go to the New Orleans Saints. A lot of people looking at the Saints saying, hey man, blah, blah, blah. The Saints not doing what you mean a whole lot. The Saints are 3-1, and I said the record had nothing to do with it, but they are utilizing all of their weapons. I think early in the season, Sean Payton was focusing on Drew Brees and him trying to break this record and getting his 500 touchdown. He's calmed down. He's utilizing Al Kamara. My man Ingram is coming back this week. That's going to balance out that offense. And y'all know my theory on running the ball to preserve the defense, because the defense extends way more energy than offense. If you don't believe me, again, like I said Wednesday night, if you don't believe me, go outside or go in your house. If you got a strip of land or somewhere, back up as hard as you can, and then catch your breath, take a second, get your bearings, and then take off running forward. You'll see it took a whole lot more energy to back up, which is defense, than on offense. That's why, in my humble opinion, that's why defense extends more energy. And I'm gonna cover a little something on defense this Wednesday, and y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. The next team on my list is the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears, even though Mitchell Trubisky is running hot and cold like one of them old school faucets, left, right. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Mitch. I do have faith in that coaching staff because it comes from the Andy Reid tree. So one of the things about being under the Andy Reid tutelage, Mike Holmgren tutelage, they cater an offense towards what you do well. If that's the case, the Bears should be okay. You got defensive stalwart Khalil Mack doing his thing, and it's almost impossible to beat them. And to round off my top 8, that would be the Los Angeles Rams. Back home where they need to be, even though I know they originally came from Cleveland, but they the Los Angeles, as far as we know, they're the Los Angeles Rams. And what more can you say about the Rams? They got one of the best coaches, one of the best offensive minds in Todd McVay. They got Jared Goff. They got Todd Gurley. They got dudes on the offensive side. They running that offense like a well-oiled machine. Something else we're going to talk about on the Wednesday show. And then that rounds out my top 8 football teams in the national football teams after 4 weeks. That's how your boy said. Top 5 in the MVP category. The aforementioned Rams, they got 2 in this category. Again, always chime in if you got any questions, concerns, or and additions. If you want to just be a part of it, 773-797-2409 is how you can be a part of the show. And if not, just shut up and keep listening. You can always chime in via the chat room. Now, here go my MVP people. Todd Gurley is rounding out my 5th position. part of the reason is because they're not really utilizing him as a running back, but he's so talented